Is your twin flame journey helping you grow or keeping you stuck? Are you evolving or devolving? Are you stagnant or are you moving forward? These are the questions you have to ask yourself. Because with your twin flame connection, you are going to expand and grow. You are going to continuously get better. But if there's any stuck energy, you have to ask yourself, am I making the right decisions? My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialize in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. This is the thing. If we're in a karmic relationship, everything has gone to shit. Everything just, your energy debilitates, that narcissistic energy will drain you. You literally go from, average to fucking zero or below zero. It's a karmic relationship because there's no sign of growth whatsoever. But when you're in a twin flame connection, no matter what, even before you meet your twin flame, there's always those stepping stones. They're always kind of moving forward. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel, and you're always kind of walking towards that light. But if you're not making the right decisions for you, if you're not making the right decisions for your journey, if you're not trusting your intuition, your life is going to be turbulent. So this is it. Both twin flames are runners. The runner twin flame, the less awakened twin flame, they're running from their feelings, they're running from their healing, they're running from their intuition. The chaser twin flame is running from themselves. They're running from their feelings, they're running from their growth, and they're running from they're running from themselves. So both twins are, when they're running away from themselves, you're running into obstacles. As with anything on our spiritual journey, if you're not listening to your own guidance, your intuition, your soul, if you're not listening to the universal guidance, the signs, the synchronicities, you're going to be pushed. You're going to be pushed out. So this is when your life goes to fucking shit. If you're constantly hitting obstacles, if everything feels like it's falling apart, like for example, right, when we're on the twin flame journey, or not even twin flame journey, spiritual journey, awakening journey, transformational journey, healing journey, whatever you want to call it, growth journey, we're removing we're going to be removed from our past energy, our past lives. The environment that we were in isn't the environment we're supposed to be in. The people around us, the moan and groan society, the negative energy, the low vibration energy, the sleepers, they're not on the same path as you. So if we speak to them, they'll drag us back down. But oftentimes, we start to realize this is not for me anymore. We start to see the gossip, the negativity, the low vibration energy. It starts to make us feel uncomfortable. And we start to kind of go, maybe this isn't for me anymore. But because it's so familiar, because you've known these people your whole life, because that community or whatever you're in is all you've ever known, you're kind of going, no, it's fine. No, it's fine. It's not that bad. It's like, when you're in a toxic relationship and, they're fucking abusive, shouting at you, and you're like, you end up on your own crying, and you're like, I don't deserve this. I deserve better. It's obviously towards the end of the relationship when you start to cop on a little bit. And I'm sorry for saying cop on. That's not the right way to put that. It's like when you're in a toxic relationship, you don't see the darkness until, it's shaken out of you, or shaken up like. So towards the end, you're like literally kind of going, I shouldn't be in this relationship. I deserve better. I'm breaking up. This is it. I want this to be over now. Whereas at the start, you were like, oh, don't leave me. But like, you're in the energy of let's break up. And then they love bomb you again. And you're like, oh, they're not that bad. So it's fine. Or a toxic job with a narcissistic boss. You're like, oh, he's after pushing out two of the other workers. I'm going to have to go out now as well. Like, I was a supervisor who pushed out two of the people in the office, another supervisor as well. It's like, it's my turn. I have to start looking for a job. And I was like, then like a good day would happen, and I'm like, oh, I love my job. And I did love my job. And I was like, oh, I don't have to, I don't have to leave. I'm going to stay here forever. And then my boss would do something else. And I'm like, oh, shit. So like, you're reminded again and again, okay, you have the good days. And you're like, no, it's fine. I don't have to leave this shit. And then you're like, oh, this is really toxic. The same with friendships. When I started to evolve out of my friend group, I remember that they were my saviors. They saved my life after my narcissistic relationship. And I used to love just even looking at them. And I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so blessed. They're my second home. I belong here. Then it got to the stage where I was looking around going, shit, I don't fit anymore. I don't fit in here anymore. I don't belong here anymore. And you know, you continue in that denial for a long time until the shit hits the fan and you're pushed out. The same with family members. For me, I wasn't going to walk away from my dad. No way. I was like, no, you can't. You have to. It's not fucking not. Anyway, but it was toxic. It was draining my energy, and I had to be pushed out. Even though I was getting messages loud and clear, I had to be pushed out. So what I'm trying to say is, your life goes to shit if you don't listen to the guidance. But when you actually voluntarily listen to your guidance and say, it's still hard. It's still hard. It's still like, oh, I have to change this. I have to let go of this person. And, you know, I've done this, like, since I have gotten more aware of my stuff. So, like, you know, this was all prior to me meeting my twin flame, by the way. But after the last couple of years have happened, I still have walked away from certain dynamics, and I have walked away from friends since. But I've gotten the messages. I've been in denial for it. It does take a while. But you start to voluntarily leave the things that don't serve you anymore. And it takes a while. But you learn to trust your intuition. But when you're not trusting your intuition, that's when it looks like your life is going to shit. Like, you have to ask yourself these questions, because so for example, me, I have started to listen to my intuition over the last few years. I have taken the guidance, except when I was chasing, except when I was running towards them instead of running towards myself. So every time I had an unworthiness wound resurface, every time I had another dark night of the soul, every time I had a heart awakening, I went down. I became disempowered. My life felt rocky or stagnant until I took that step back and chose myself again. So I was able to come out better of the other side. Whereas, like, if you're the runner twin flame and it feels like your life is going to shit, it's because it's supposed to. It's because you're going through an awakening. You're going through, you're being disconnected from a life that no longer serves you and an identity that no longer serves you. So, you know, you can say to yourself, like, this is where blame can come in on the twin flame connection. The runner twin flame can blame their twin flame for fucking their life up. It's like, I was fine before we met. It's like, yeah, were you though? Were you? You were living in a conditioned cult for all the world. A conditioned cult-like society where you were literally going around in circles doing the same thing over and over again, surrounded by toxic people. You know, choosing a life that wasn't in alignment with your soul. And the only thing your twin flame did to wake you up or catalyze your awakening was literally show you your old life is fucked up and you have to follow your new life. So if it feels like your whole life is crumbling around you, ask yourself, is that really a bad thing? Are you growing because of the things that are collapsing? Are you growing because of the things that are leaving your life? Are you becoming a better person and a better inside and out kind of energy because of your life collapsing around you? Do you know what I mean? So, like, sometimes we can very easily concentrate on the external, what's not going right, what seems to be failing, what isn't, you know. But everything that we're experiencing in the external is showing us something within us. Like, this is the thing. If you're constantly hitting roadblocks, if you're constantly hitting obstacles, if something keeps going wrong over and over again, that's a lesson. That's a sign. That's showing you you're on the wrong path. That's redirecting you. And if you start to listen to your intuition, if you start to listen to that guidance, you'll start to realize, hold on now a second. The thing that failed, the thing that crumbled, it wasn't supposed to be there. It's not who I am. This is it. Like, your growth, it is external, but it's mainly internal. what you're learning is learning how to trust yourself, learning how to trust your soul, learning how to trust the universe, but most of all, learning that the life you were living wasn't in alignment. So, you might think that things are not growing in your life, but the things that are being removed are helping you grow. So when we leave certain dynamics, certain situations, things that are no longer in alignment, that is actually propelling us forward. And it might seem, especially for the runner twin flame, right? It might seem that everything has just gone to shit and that you're actually in this stuck energy and that nothing is evolving. But everything that's collapsing away is helping you evolve. It's like I have this image of, we have this stone exterior, this persona that we wear, this person we pretend to be in order to fit into our environment. And as we start to grow and evolve, the light starts to shine through it, it starts to crack. And as that's crumbling away, it's like that we were stuck in not only a different body, a different energy, a different personality, we were stuck in an old life. And as that crumbles away, it gets lighter. But like we get to literally remove ourselves from a stuck energy effectively. So like we're not, we're so quick to say everything is crumbling around us, but it is. The false identity is crumbling around you to show you who you're truly supposed to be. So this is it. Like, this is what we have to remember is, even though it feels like things are falling apart, they're actually falling together. The old foundation was rocky. You need to have that, you need to start again. You need something fresh and more stable to build on. We have to keep reminding ourselves that it's falling together. Like everything you do, you're coming out the other side stronger. And this, for me, I remember prior to listening to my intuition, I was listening, but I was ignoring it. I was seeing the signs. I was seeing the obstacles. I was being shown loud and clear, these aren't your friends anymore. You have to walk away from your family. This job isn't serving you anymore. You have to choose your purpose path. This community isn't in alignment anymore. You have to walk away. I was hearing these things, but for a very long time, I wasn't listening to these things because it's hard. It's what you've known your whole life. And when I didn't listen, the universe went, here's another nudge. Here's another nudge. Here's another nudge. Why aren't you fucking listening? And nudges are going to get louder and you fucking shake the shit out of you. And then you don't listen again, so they throw a hand grenade in and go, pow. Now you have to fucking listen. That's why, you end up losing your job, your relationship, and your house in the same fucking day. Is because literally you've been told for a long time, this isn't for you. And you're like, yes, it is. This is why people have midlife crises. They're not midlife crises, they're midlife awakenings. Realizing, this is why everything has gone to shit, because it wasn't supposed to be this way. So we have to see this, that literally everything, it's about learning to listen to the intuition before it turns into a hand grenade. This is a fact. Instead of going, I know I have to walk away from this, but I'm going to wait till I get injured. I'm going to wait till I'm, I get fired. I'm going to wait till everything fucking hits the fan. I'm going to wait till that toxic person breaks up with me. I'm going to wait till that, narcissistic boss actually does push me out. I'm not going to do anything. You're literally, you're allowing your life to go to shit because you're not listening. But when you start to listen, that's when you start to grow. This is it. Trusting your intuition, trusting that everything is for your highest good. And this is for me as well. When prior to post listening to my intuition, there was still that energy of, I don't really have to do this. Do I? I could let that person stay in my life and just, half-ass the friendship. I don't have to neglect them completely or walk away completely. And it's just like, no, you have to leave. And it's like, Asha, please don't. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, you have to do this. You have to do this. And then you're obviously heartbroken because you have to do these things. But then you realize that it's making you stronger. So for example, 2025 was a fucking crazy ass healing year. And for a while I was like, Jesus, this year is fucked up. This year was so fucking tough. But somebody said something on one of my posts and I was like, oh yeah, it was a transformative year. even though 2025, there was so much work to do. Oh my God, so much healing, so much dark night of the soul, so much heart awakenings. But yeah, I did so much. I evolved so much and my life got so much better and bigger and whatever. And I was like, oh, that's what it means. And that's what it means for the twin flame connection. You might think, everything's going to shit. There's obstacles, there's challenges, there's everything. But between every pause, between every obstacle, between every healing cycle, you end up like, on an upper level. You up level every time. Do you know what I mean? So like, you might go into disempowered mode, but then you go into fucking superhuman fucking mode. You might cycle back around. Excuse me. But you always come back at the top. You always come back better than you did before. So that's important to acknowledge. Like the way I see it, if it's a karmic situation, nothing makes you better. Everything makes you worse. But if it's a twin flame connection and everything seems to be evolving and going to shit, it's because it's not for you anymore. So start to embrace what you have to let go of, and start to embrace who you're becoming. And this is it. Between every cycle of healing, between every obstacle, between every knockback or knockdown, you come out stronger every time, because you're choosing yourself every time. You're choosing your intuition every time. And this is so important. If you want to prevent obstacles from being obstacles and turn them into lessons, start to listen to your intuition now. Ask yourself these questions. If it looks like your life is falling apart, ask yourself, is that the life for you? And is it actually making room for your life to fall together? You know what I mean? You might be the runner twin flame, blaming everything on your counterpart, saying, my life is going shit because of you. No, your life is getting better because of me. Do you know what I mean? And the same vice versa. You're both evolving and growing and becoming the best version of yourselves because you're realizing the old life was supposed to crumble. So this is where you can really, I suppose, trust in your connection. Are you evolving? Are you growing? It's the same for the chaser twin flame. Are you running after them? Because I know as well as you know, if you're running after your twin flame all the time, you're in disempowered mode. You're in teenage mode. You're not evolving and you're not growing. You are a little bit. Actually, even when I was chasing, I was growing. It wasn't fucking big growth. It was still small growth. But every time I chased my twin flame, I became disempowered. My unworthiness wound resurfaced, which is important because I needed to heal it. But every time I choose myself, I become stronger. I become more empowered. So this is the energy. Are you choosing yourself? Are you choosing the right things for your soul, for your purpose, for your alignment, for everything? Are you choosing the right things in your life? Because if you are choosing the right things, if you are listening to your heart, your soul, your guidance, then anything that might look like it's going wrong is just a healing cycle. It's just a little stepping stone to the next level. That's all it is. But if you're continuously choosing your old path, choosing the things that don't serve you anymore, then your life will actually remain turbulent. What you have to do is make those hard decisions now before your life goes to shit. Choose to walk away now. Choose to evolve instead of be pushed to evolve. This is the important thing. So choosing yourself, choosing your intuition, and choosing that guidance that you're being given, this will help you grow rather than help you sink. And it's never sinking, really. You think you're sinking. But in actual fact, anytime the universe is throwing a hand grenade into your life, it's not to punish you. It's to wake you the fuck up to the fact that the life that you are living is not the life you're supposed to live. The person you were is not the person you are. So this is a way of showing you where you need to go, redirecting you onto the right path and showing you who you're supposed to be or who you have always been or who you are, supposed to become, who you were behind the mask. So trust that. Start trusting your intuition and trust that anything that rocks the boat a little bit is just showing you where you need to go, giving you guidance, giving you something to learn. And it's showing you to trust in your own self, trust in your own intuition. You are slowly evolving. And as I said, even if it looks like you're stuck, you're only stuck because you're not choosing yourself. and the universe is pushing you out of these situations. Choose to remove yourself from these situations. It's still difficult, but it won't be as difficult as it would be as if you're forced out. Because this is the thing, if we don't listen now, if we don't listen early, then the shit hits the fan. Don't allow your life to go to shit. Reorganize it before that. Start to listen before that. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you'd like help in your journey, please book me for a free discovery call today. Nothing more than typing your path. Also, I have another channel called Aligning with Angie, where I share a guided meditation every week. The info for that is in the description box.